The Ignis replaces the Ritz in Maruti Suzuki's lineup, and like that car and its junior avatar, the WagonR, the Ignis is indeed a tall boy. It was misconstrued to have been a subcompact SUV when it first broke cover as the IM4 concept at Geneva in 2015, and has now come to market as the premium urban compact. But let me assure you, it is a hatchback, and a well-designed one at that. On the outside, the Ignis is well proportioned and extremely distinct. There is simply no other car on the market that looks remotely like the Ignis does.
It's a really short hood, but it's got almost a clamshell sort of a feel to it around the sides. Really exaggerated flared wheel arches, 15-inch wheels, and this very specific styling element, which is the headlamp cluster integrated within that front grille. All of that is really quirky, really different, and it's what really defines the way the Ignis looks in many ways, because that's the first thing you're going to notice. Now, when I saw the concept the first time, even the production car for that matter, I thought it was really weird looking, but having spent some time with it now through the day, it's starting to grow on me. But this is where the weird part of that styling comes in. It becomes really specific with the way the metal has been almost given this exaggerated sweep upwards, and then you've got this sudden angle to the rear, which is so different. Now that makes it very individualistic, no doubt, but it's also the thing that's going to polarize people, because they're not going to like how this looks, or they're going to simply love it. And then you've got this, the little bit of a hark back to Suzuki's heritage with this very specific styling element that's also been thrown in here. It all sort of starts to come together, and then you have these really boring tail lights. Now, they look like they've been slapped on, they look two-dimensional. For me, that could have just been a little bit richer, more LED, a little more depth, a lot more planning with that element, and the car would have just looked fantastic.
The C-pillar pattern is Suzuki's very retro progressive TRIAD embossed into the metal. While it harks back to the company's successful SC100 from the 80s, it is quite obviously a way to reduce the impact of the rather wide mass of metal in an otherwise slim design. The car comes with two engine options, a 1.2-litre petrol with 81 bhp, 113 Nm of torque, and claimed mileage of 20.89 km per litre.
Now, the petrol engine's a familiar one to us, so it retains its light, zippy, really fun character. So it makes the car a good city runabout. But the only thing you miss is that ample growly torque that you have on the diesel.
The 1.3 diesel with max power of 73 bhp has peak torque at 190 Nm. Claimed mileage on the diesel is a whopping 26.8 km per litre.
When it comes to this technology with this gearbox, and for that, the answer is a resounding yes, because not only is the car a lot smoother and more fun to drive, the lurches that you feel with the gear changes are not as bad, and you've also got the manual mode, which is again a lot more satisfying, because especially on the downshift, the car picks it up really quickly. There isn't a single little jerk, and you instantly get that extra power that you're looking for when you're trying to downshift and quickly get the car moving.
The Ignis is being positioned as premium, and yet by putting in an AMT, it allows the company to not just keep prices attractive, but also gain a healthy margin on the product. It will also have another effect, that of making AMTs more acceptable and not just the resort of the budget cars. Now, as I said, the AMT is smoother than what Maruti has given us in the past. The gear changes are noticeable, but they're not disconcerting. The gearbox comes across as a bit more refined on the petrol version, but it's a great addition to the diesel lineup too, making it the first hatch with a diesel AMT combo. Watch our drive reviews for the diesel and petrol Ignis for more details on individual performances of those variants.